Hey guys, JayKrawls here. This video is to kind of show you the Mauler, which is a unit that you can infect in your lab here. If you take a Bigfoot, you have an 85% chance of getting this Mauler, and you have a 15% chance of getting the Colossus unit. So really good. You get to take both the Bigfoot, which is a nice unit, but you get to turn it into something different, and it's just nice to have. So I'm going to infect one of these guys for you here and see what we get this time. I've already got several Maulers, and I've got one Colossus, so the chances are better you're going to get the Specimen, which is the Mauler, which is cool. Okay, so take this unit and we're going to just take him on a little test drive. This unit does better against critters just because it has a better chance of getting crits on these units. So let's just take him on the field, then we'll look at some of his stats and things. He's going to be in your infected. Here he is. Mine are now ranked up to rank 5. I've been working on him because I wanted to make a video with him at a higher level to see how he's going to be. Is he going to be useful? Because usually at level 1 most units kind of suck already. So you got to rank them up to notice anything. So anyway, right off the bat you'll see that his first shot here, which is the claw slot, it only works on the front row. So it can hit the entire board, but the unit has to be on the front row for that. The second shot here can hit all the way to the second row, even if he's on the back. And I really like this shot because you can even get behind blocking units with this shot, and it has a chance to also do poison damage, as well as this shot here, which is called the burrow, which hits the checker pattern, and it can be used anywhere, even from the back row, and hit anywhere on the board. So at least 2 of his shots you can stick this unit on the back row, and it's a nice little unit to have. A nice little non-nanopod unit to have. Black nanos though. So let's just play around with him here, and you can see did well of 100 damage to everything in the front row. No crits on that shot, so let's just try again here. And you see I got a crit over here. It's doing nice damage to the entire row here. So I'm going to take this claw attack shot, and since I don't like these guys on the back row, we're going to do this burrow attack. And basically you're going to get close to, at this rank, you're going to get close to 200 damage on the unit. So it does 78 to 117 times 2. Has a cooldown of 4. It's ready to shoot. The shots are all ready to go right off the bat, so there's no prep time for these shots. So I'd say within about 3 of these shots you can clear out most of these types of units. And the fact that it does 75% armor piercing is also a plus. Okay, so while we're waiting on that shot, let's show you this one, which is the Poisonous Claw. The Poisonous Claw shot can get anywhere. It can even get behind these blocking units and hit something, which is really cool because it does a slice shot. You can even hit the back row, and you can kind of pick where you want to attack. So let's just try it out here on this boar. It also has a 50% chance of doing poison damage, which did another 335 damage. That was because it got a crit. It's not always going to do that well, as I can show you again. But it does have a greater chance of doing the crits on critter units. So 146, and then did 182 because it poisoned the unit. Alright, now this claw attack. Since the rest of these units are all on this other part of the checkerboard pattern, I'm going to burrow deep and hit them. And I think within 2 to 3 shots I had cleared the rest of the board off here. So I like the fact that you can hit that much of the board. It's really nice when you can hit half the board with 1 shot. And now we're left with this guy who's going to slap me around a little bit. But I'm going to take this shot with the armor piercing since he's got some armor left, and just try to kill him, cut right through his armor and kill him. So okay, so I taken him out pretty easily. So the unit does very well against critter units. Let's see how they hold up against some rebel forces here. Now it is piercing damage that these guys do, which is not as impressive on tanks and other things. I need the infected, not that. Okay, so let's just see how they fare here. Alright, there's 3 units here that we're gonna hit with this. Okay, which did very nice against these very low health units here. The vet dodged this attack, the evil sucker. Let's see if he dodges this time. No, took some damage that time. Alright, now with the rest of the board, I'm going to do this pattern, and we know it's going to do pretty well against the soldier units, but let's see how it holds up against, does against the tank. That's really the 70 and 65 damage. Killed that unit in the back with 1 shot here. So, alright, let's take this shot. Just hit that. Alright, so we want to take this. I want to show you this attack here on the vet, which has a chance. It's a 50% chance of doing poison damage, which will give DOT damage for 2 rounds, I believe. We'll look at the stats here in just a second. So, okay, and it got 140 damage. I don't know if you've seen that. It did like 140 damage, and then it did 140 damage for the poison. So it's like 280 damage, which is really nice. Let me turn this volume down. Got crazy there. I don't know why. Against the tank, this shot right here is going to be doing the best just because it has the armor piercing. So about 1 more of those attacks, which I don't have. Alright, 1 more round. Also, you gotta know that you're limited. You are limited to 3 infected units on the board during a battle. So, and also, I'm not going to be able to win this because none of these attacks hits planes. So I can't hit a plane. So that plane's going to be the last thing to survive here. This should finish up the tank. And oh gosh, the wall. What do you have? 4 hit points. Okay. So let's get out of here. You can see what it does against tanks. It holds up. It's pretty strong. But it's not going to be your best unit to go wipe out tanks. The world map. If you're curious, yes, you can use this unit against the Spider Wasp Queen. Is she going to be a helpful unit against the Spider Wasp Queen at rank 5? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The answer is no. Put her here. Just put these guys behind a wall. I'll show you 1 shot there. Alright, this is what she does. 34, 34. About 60 damage. You can use a wimp. Oh, did 100 damage there, which is a crit, which isn't bad, but that's the first time it's ever happened with one of these guys to me. The other thing is that it will last a long time during these battles because their defenses are nice. So it did 57 damage on that. and I place them in the perfect pattern so that she can just chew them up. So did 33, 60, about 63 damage there. Alright, so it's not a unit that you're going to want to take with you to fight against her, unless you just have an empty spot. It's not going to help, and also it can hit air units, so it's not going to be able to take out this little wasp here. So let us look at the stats real quick. Alright, the Mauler, it's immune to cold, poison, and the plague, which, the plague, I don't know, we'll find out what that means. HP defenses is 85% piercing, 40% explosive, takes 125% fire damage, so it's going to give, it's not going to do very well against fire, and only 80% freeze. Let's see, its attacks, you can see here this front one that hits the entire front row is, even at max rank, does 102 times 153 damage with a 15% chance crit against soldiers, a 20% chance against critters. So against soldiers and critters, this is a decent unit. With a 71% offense is not bad, with just a base 5% crit. Can total max out hit points at 720 hit points. Not very difficult to rank this guy up as far as SP is concerned. Being maxed out at 423,000 SP, you can do that pretty rapidly. I got all the way to 5 in just a few days, barely putting just a couple of wind farms taken out. Got it up pretty easy. This is also the nice thing. Advanced level 10 in the hospital is only going to take 36 minutes to heal and costs 1 teeth and 1,500 gold. Very cheap. So that's a very cheap repair bill and a quick time. So during a boss strike, if you're fighting a lot of soldier units, or if you're fighting critters or other things, this unit might not be too bad to use. And besides, if it dies, it's really not going to hurt you very much. So if you don't have a lot of nano units, get you a couple of these guys and rank them up, and it can help you out on a boss strike and be pretty cheap to heal. So, all right, I wouldn't spend any nanopods like rushing this guy. If you don't have enough black nanos to infect it, just go fight some of these infected. They'll be around for, they say, all the way up to the end of the next boss strike, so you'll have plenty of time to grab black nanopods. So don't waste any nanos on those guys. Train you some Bigfoots and get them in there. I'm assuming that this will be available when the infection is over, but remember, it's hard to find black nanos after the infection is over. So, all right, guys, it's just a fun unit to play with, and may find some uses in boss strikes if you're lacking some units, and just a cheap unit to put on the board as a meat shield that does some pretty neat shots. All right, there's the Mauler review. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Was your first impression of the unit kind of like, wow, it's just another junk unit, but then later you kind of grew to like it, or did you just hate it and still hate it? All right, see you guys later.